Welcome everyone to our 40th Town Council recurring meeting. For today's meeting, we'll pretty much just go through Town IP1 data as usual, and open the floor to some discussions and Q&A. Firstly, however, let's start with an overview of our council and the purpose of these recurring meetings. These recurring meetings serve 5 critical functions. They provide transparency to our community. They create a structured forum for proposal discussions, enabling authors to present to the council and community and to discuss, debate, and refine for formal proposal and voting with consensus. They enable regular platform updates. They ensure consistent communication amongst council members. And finally, they allow direct community engagement through question and answer sessions. The Town Council is a local governance organisation within the Telcoin platform. Together, we serve as a provider and administrator of collective goods and services within the jurisdictional domain of the Telcoin Application Network, or TAN. The TAN Council, with our 6 members, makes decisions related to TAN improvements and policies through the TAN IP process. We need 5 out of 6 votes to approve proposals within a 120-hour voting period. Our primary duties are to, firstly, allocate TEL issuance on TAN for stakers and developers to harvest, and secondly, plan and finance the development of the Telcoin application network. Our key responsibilities include reviewing and voting on snapshot proposals, attending these bi-weekly meetings, providing regular community updates, monitoring TAN systems, and enforcing operational rules. We use Discord and Slack for day-to-day communication, the forum for informal proposal discussions, these recurring council meetings for proposal discussions, deliberation and refinement, and Snapshot for formal voting. Overall, the TAN Council has authority over miner harvesting and planning and financing TAN infrastructure. So, a very brief recap from last meeting. We reviewed the TAN IP1 performance data there. And then we had a demonstration from Ari on application layer development and some of the possibilities that have been opened up by aspects of the Telcoin network design. I don't know if we circulated those slides actually, but it was pretty handy. So it was cool to see all of that. And thanks again to Ari for running us through that. Is it an option to circulate those?
I'm sure we could. I have it. It's on the last recording too.
Yeah.
So we can always. I tagged it, so it is available to review
cool.
and look at on our YouTube channel.
Lovely.
But no, we certainly can ask Ari for that. I think it'd be great to circulate that.
Nice. Did you manage to review this week's data, Derek?
Yeah. Let me share my screen.
Sick.
So a little bit as we're all right. Let me know when you guys can see it. Hold on one second here.
Yep.
Okay. So a little bit digging into some of the data points a little bit. Before we get into this, one thing I'm working on finishing with the dev team is there's a few things going on, but one thing is working on an automated script to make this process easier for our reviews. Obviously, it has to be reviewed by multiple people before we can settle rewards on chain, but this will help at least pull the rewards and make the kind of streamline the process a little bit. So that is still in progress. Had a few fixes we had to make, and hopefully we can get that going here soon and standardize some things. Once we have web unification, then ideally we can have a dashboard for this data, and it all updates in real time based on the distribution. So kind of the first step in that process. But a little bit with the data, obviously after the restart in P39 and P40 for those epochs, actually, yeah, mostly in 39 is when the wallet V5 came out. And so what we'll see there and what we talked about is there was a fee dip, and that is primarily due to people upgrading or access. Active wallets was at one of the lower counts here at 71. But this week we've kind of seen, as you can see right here on the graph, for total fees have started in the last 3 weeks have consistently grown, which is what we wanted to see and kind of expected coming out of this. So that continues to go up, and the distribution, we seem to have more and more of the staker fees. So this orange bar represents the orange is the staker fees, and the blue is the referee fees. So as a reminder, the staking fees are the ones that are any actions that the staker, any actions that you take, eligible for the rewards. And so it's great to see, meaning more individual wallet business or individual wallet transactions happening, as could be expected as people upgrade to V5. But the overall fee volume continues to grow as well, which is what we want to see. If you look at fee dominance, that's the tightening of these bands kind of indicates that that distribution. That's what we want to start seeing there. A few other notes: 2% of the almost 3% of the total pool was distributed. That is equivalent to kind of what we were doing right at the end of V4. Active wallets jumped, or weekly wallet count, which is indicative of wallets that had activity in them for that week, jumped from 62 to 95. That's a good sign as well. And then, like I said, we're seeing this distribution shift back towards a 32%. Kind of in the 30s is where it's run if you look at a lot of these weeks. So seeing that come back is good as well. The cumulative uncapped or unclaimed rewards. So this is the balance of, like, if the difference between if everybody would have been able to claim all the way through since the beginning of TNIP1, because I know budgets are one thing that are talked about a lot right now with everything going on with mainnet launch. But we are sitting on a $46 million TEL surplus. So there's plenty of rewards balance there for when network spins up, we start seeing developers. So we're really sitting on a good balance to help incentivize network development and usage on the network, which is kind of the next iteration here. Let's see, where are some of my other notes? Yeah, so basically P39 kind of looks more like a blip rather than the trend. We're seeing things drift back towards the pattern that we had before. Staker share, which is really the clearest signal of reversal versus like any synthetic activity, is moving in the right direction, back as it should be again. It's worth continuing the monitoring for the next few periods just to see what this is coming out of the wallet upgrade, essentially. As we move closer towards mainnet, then we'll also have to be looking at potentially what that looks like for tracking activity on Telcoin network, as right now this tracks activity through the Telcoin wallet which is on Polygon. So it's something we'll have to start thinking about as well here, and go from there. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah,
You mentioned
I think
a
that's
few
about
weeks
it.
back about kind of showing this data in a few different kind of charts, and you had some ideas about other kind of plots we could build.
Yeah. Yep.
Could it be worth revisiting that? I think that could be like pretty handy to make sure we kind of get the most out of this data and
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's
help
a
us
lot.
kind of draw some insights from it.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I think focusing on percentage of staker fees, I think, is really important, and
Mm-hmm.
unclaimed rewards. Obviously, we want this number to keep dropping because that's indicative of more paid out rewards, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think one thing that would be good, one thing that it's hard to track right now. I wanted to look at specifically at what I consider wallet velocity, which is the amount of activity from wallets weighted against time. So the
Okay.
sooner in the time period that those transactions would be weighted heavier, and it gives you kind of an idea of how if things are ramping, and you can scale that on a linear timeline, and just run a simple line graph, and it'll tell you like really how if things are speeding up or slowing down when it comes to overall volume. per wallet. And I think another thing that would be good to start looking at is comparing staked TEL versus lifetime issuance caps. That's all pretty easy to query, because it will start seeing, essentially how close we're getting to cap amounts. A lot of that is going to become a lot easier. The reason I haven't messed with it a ton is that when we do the token upgrade, events will be able to be tracked on Tel V3.
Okay, nice.
And that makes graphing this stuff so much easier rather than having to do manual computes.
Okay.
And we can do more RPC real-time data than having to wait for the epoch to end. Because the thought is like, when you go to the website, ideally you want to see stuff, and maybe it's within the last 24 hours the data is updated. Obviously, there's no real gamification or way to like alter your earnings based on getting data sooner, so that's not really a concern at all. So it's just really nice, I think, to have that updated. It would all just, it's literally just a simple RPC pool for the events on chain per wallet.
But
So
this data takes reads from EmirX, right? Not from the token.
Correct.
So will
we
there
can
actually
combine
be a
that.
difference?
Well, the idea is that you can read it from the EmirX script, right? And then you can take the wallet address and look, and then pull the transaction, the specific transaction events for that wallet or whatever that may be. So staking, like, you can run more for velocity stuff. Like you can run, did they stake within the last 24 hours or whatever, more TEL did they remove? So you can start seeing trends on how kind of over a set time period, the lifetime issuance cap, which would affect essentially, theoretically, if everybody hits the lifetime issuance cap, then you'd have 100% unclaimed rewards, right? Because we wouldn't pay out rewards if there's a lifetime issuance cap. So you can graph those things on the same graph and be able to measure the distance between the two to get an idea of the lag and lead of how much. And you can project out with that data, with enough of it, what staking could project to grow to over a certain time period. So you can say, with this amount of wallets, this is the percentage growth based on the lifetime issuance cap with this rewards program, and this, with enough data points, you can start making some projections to see what that looks like over a year, 2 years, 5 years, based on the data set. So I think you're right. Yeah, it would be a combination of both. There's some other stuff I think we could pull out of here. A lot of it is really, we want to, in my opinion, the data that we're looking for and what we should be looking for is, are we seeing more adoption and usage based on the program, the rewards program, right? That's kind of the thing we want to look at. So I think that's kind of how I want to frame things. Unless, I don't know if you had some other ideas or.
Yeah, I was thinking if we could see which trades or which routes are generating the most fees, because
I
don't know, that might be an indicator of like how people are using the Telcoin app, and which trades they're most interested in. And
so you like thinking pair trades specifically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which trades are creating the most volume through the app. And maybe it's not as interesting now, but I think kind of later down the line, where we start kind of unlocking kind of cross-chain transactions and essentially like forex swaps, which and then that will kind of give us a good kind of idea of which corridors are being used the most, perhaps.
Right.
Which would be quite cool to see. And then, I don't know. I mean, it could probably influence, marketing efforts and stuff as well.
Sure. Yeah, and I think
targeting certain sectors.
You could filter it by, if you wanted to make a developer or platform filter too, right? So that would work out well.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I can definitely put some ideas together for that. I think that's more than
That would
doable.
be
I think
great.
once we get there was a question in the chat about the progress status on web unification, and if Nick's still around, I might let him dig on that because I wasn't on the last call. But the idea is like we move this from a spreadsheet that we post in Discord, right, to an online portal that everybody can see that data in, which is ideal.
That
So,
would be
but yeah,
cool.
I think that's great. I think I'll write some of those down and start working on some basic framework for that. It should be pretty
Lovely.
straightforward.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm here. What was the question?
Just asking, sorry, the progress of the web unification and the status of the web unification projects.
Yeah, it's going really well. We're in the final phase, the third. So, we've done the first two phases. Phase 3 is the actual build phase, and we're about 2 weeks into that of a maximum of sort of 12 weeks. So, circa 10 weeks left. I probably think we might do it just a little bit before then. But yeah, so far we've got a demo session booked, I think, next week. And the first couple of pages they've been doing is, well, they've done the set up all the infrastructure as well, all the CMS system and everything like that. Done all the headers and footers, working on the home page and the M&O landing page. That's in the first kind of sprint. So we should have a demo of that next week or the week after, I think. And then I think we're going to focus on the TEDx pages and the front end and back end next, and then just hammer out all the other easier pages, the developer landing page after that, and then the rest of them will just be the home run of all the kind of standard pages we need to pull together. So yeah, it's going really well. The team are great. Everyone's working really hard. And I will probably might be able to have some sort of demo of something at some point, but we'll keep everyone updated on the platform treasury meeting as well. Every 2 weeks we kind of go over it there as well. But yeah, it's going really well. Should be something really exciting for everyone to check out, and obviously mobile optimized as well, of course. All custom built. We're not using any WordPress templates. It's all fully custom built for the ground up.
Awesome, great, thank you. Just another thing too, this is in the Telcoin Association Discord. If you're ever, one thing that's important to note with these programs is that the lifetime issuance cap is cumulative, meaning it's not separate from different programs, right, Leo? It's a cumulative cap that counts across.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're earning rewards on through the stake and refer program, and you're not capped, or you're curious what your cap is or where you're at or what's going on, you can come in here, and at least from the TAN perspective, you can come in and put in your wallet address, and it will show you your earnings over the lifetime of your wallet from this program. So if you're ever curious to look, I know some people have asked, like, well, how do I tell that where my rewards came from? So this is a way to do that. And I know eventually we'll think of a way that we can make that more queryable and easier to see. But this calculator, you can paste in your wallet address, and I'll just pull one up, some random one. Let me find one real quick. So like if I pull this wallet, I bet I did. Oh, sorry, one second. It's a pivot table, so I got to copy the. It will pull up your total TEL earned, your total fees generated, and how many periods you were active throughout the whole thing. So kind of handy if you're ever curious of what you want to look at, what you generated in fees, and this will be great for us as we move into the network to understand those items as well. And to Nick's point, another thing that he's hard at work at, and as is the others, is we're working on some developer spotlight stuff for socials and some kind of network things with that, well, and building on the network, and really we're going to be highlighting that some more coming up soon. So there's some framework going on for that that we're working on, and that'll be coming up as we move into network mainnet launch. So
Yeah, I should be discussing with Noah soon about TAN IP for developers. So thinking about building that out and how that will look and stuff.
Awesome.
And trying to take quite a holistic approach to it. So yeah, that's exciting, and hopefully we'll have some updates soon. But yeah, we're starting to think about that stuff as we get nearer mainnet launch.
Awesome. That sounds great. I'm checking the chat 1 second. And I don't have any other questions on the TAN side of things, but
sounds like we might have a question.
Yeah. I'm thinking that I'm curious on what people's or on the developer side, what is kind of the general thought? Like, will it kind of mirror what we did kind of previously, or what are you thinking as a general thought process for TAN IP2?
Yeah, there was a spec put out originally. So we'll be starting there with that, and then we'll be figuring out how to best kind of intertwine it, because the Tel staking contract is going through an upgrade as well now, kind of in line with the token. So the improvements we got from that we'll be considering, and how that scales with application developers, and how they interact with the protocol, and then how best to reward them, kind of in line with the original spec, most likely, but also if there are any kind of tricks or optimizations to be made there. So yeah, that will all be probably forming the basis basically of a new TAN IP, which should be interesting. So hopefully some stuff to discuss on that. We'll kind of have a go at speccing it or building on the existing spec, and then hopefully, yeah, bring it here for discussion and deliberation, as we do, and then go and build it. So
Awesome. Sounds great.
Yeah, it's kind of in amongst the rest of the network development and stuff and token upgrades. So can't guarantee timelines, but yeah, should be soon.
Cool.
Just to add as well, Noah is a wizard. Just leave
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great for sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was going through his PR review of my implementation. I'm like, man, you caught so many things, obviously, but I'm gonna go fix all this.
It's great working with him. It's cool. It's like when you're in a call with someone and then they're like, oh yeah, sorry, was a bit busy yesterday, was playing a chess tournament, which I won, by the way. It's like, okay, right, I see what we're dealing with here.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah, no wonder your smart contracts are bulletproof.
Yeah, he's always just got things done. How are you getting on now? Yeah, that's finished. This is done. That's done.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Terrifying.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see any more questions in the chat. I don't think we have really much else to discuss today. We just wanted to go over the data. We will. I know there's been some requests on how we can share this better, right? And the whole idea is to make this live in our web unification. So, yeah. So if you're interested and want to download the sheet, the Excel sheets are posted in the Telcoin Association Discord, which you can find a link to that in the chat that Dali posted, or you can go to the X account, Telcoin at Telcoin TAO Tau, as well. As always, just a plug for potential developers interested in deploying a DApp or anything on the network. You can email us at devs@telcoin.org as well, and we'll make sure we get you in contact with the right people. So with that said, I think that's it for today, unless there's any other questions that pop up in the next 10 seconds or so, but I think we can probably call it there.
Lovely. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right.
And,
Thanks, everybody.
See you in 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks'
Catch you
time. Next week at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time, whatever. I think they're getting rid of that. We will have the platform and treasury meeting. So please don't miss that.
Lovely. Good.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.